Good afternoon, Internet. I'm your host, HazelPlace89. Welcome back to City Skylines 1. We're in Orden's Fen today, and I'm excited to get started. It's Tuesday as I'm recording this. And so, I kind of want to take our main stretch, this road right here. Let's zoom in. I'm going to take this road, and I'm going to curve it up here. And eventually, kind of point it to where we want it to go. So that's what we're gonna do. First off, right here. So we're gonna grab our 4-lane. We're gonna grab our freeform road tool. Come out just a ways. Like this. I'm going to check our terrain. Oh, perfect. Perfection, sir. I'm going to what we're going to do, let's come out here, grab this height, right click to select the height you want, the left click and left click and drag to smoothify it out. All right, so there's that. we're going to bring this back just to touch because I'm not entirely satisfied with the way that went. I want it to be a little more sudden. About like, ooh. All right. So we're going to grab our straight tool now and just kind of bloop it on in there. And when I have the connection, this kind of right here. So there's that. So I hope everyone's having a good week so far. It is birthday week for your boy. And what that means is I've taken a few days off work because first of all, I needed it. And second of all, you know, why not? Let's play some City Skylines. Let's do some Twitch streaming. Also, go follow me on Twitch if you're not doing that already. It's a good time over there. Trying to build up community over on Twitch. So if you're watching this and you've made it this far in the video, head on over there after this video is complete. And I would love to see your beautiful faces over on the Twitch-a-rooney. Hey, look at this. Busy town right off the bat. We have some different specializations that we could take a look at. Roads, these are what I'm excited for, the tree line roads, because in Cities 2 I completely forgot that I have the ability to do it, just in a different way. It looks like we may have buses as well, which is great. Do we have I don't see where we have a new tile that we can unlock, but we can see that here in a second. But yeah, we've got a few spare things we could take a look at. It's grand. I tell you what, it's grand. We're gonna come here. We're gonna buy this tile right off the gate. There's that. And so now we have this all sorted. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna come this way. We're going to gonna bring this down. We're gonna bring this down. Ooh, that's way too strong. I'm gonna do level this back out, about like so. I don't exactly want it that high, so I think what we'll do is that seems about good, so that way we can cross the bridge. And now bring our brush size down, grab this tool, come here, select it. Actually, we're gonna take our strength up just there, and we're gonna try to make a pad like so. Want to be careful though, I don't want to mess anything up. You feel me? You feel me? Kind of just, yeah, that's better. All right, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna just come straight across. All right, like so, like so. And then we will fix our terrain and such afterwards. Okay, so now we're gonna grab this bad boy and just kind of, let's just make sure that our heights are gonna look okay. I think I actually want this to come up 1, 2, come 6 meters higher. And I'm okay with that, to be honest. I really am. We're gonna come out. I'm gonna pull back this row just a touch. We're going to go. Actually, we're not gonna do that yet. We're going to grab our slope tool. We're going to, I guess, let's put that up. We'll grab here and just kind of nice slope. Yeah. Like so, and then we'll do the same thing on this other side. Grab this height, right click, come to the bottom. And then smoothie doodle it on it. Like so. Yeah. Grand. And so now what we'll do, grab our 4-lane once again, come down 10 units, drop it a touch. Go down 10 more units, drop it a touch to have a nice smooth slope. I don't know why, but the bridge looks kind of funky to me. We can fix that. Mayhaps. I think I want to explore the idea of different bridges. That's a 2-lane truss bridge, 4-lane truss bridge. I think we could go with this one. Yeah, I think I like this better. It's more akin to what I'm used to seeing personally around where I live, but also, like, if push comes to shove, we can always change it. I think a European 4-lane bridge would be kind of a nice look. But Inti Hooms, bring this back just a hair. And I know this is kind of the thing that we've been doing. We've been playing with this bridge since we started the episode today. But you know what? I think I want to take my time with it, because I feel like if we get it to look good, then it'll be fine, which does make a ton of sense. And now I think what we'll do, let's go to our info views, turn on our terrain heights, and we're just gonna do this. Yes, that is what we will do. Huzzah. I think I want to smooth just this a little bit out. Move. Alright. Beautimous. Beautimous. Nice. So it's not too stark of a, just like a slope we got there. We're going to grab our dirt road down here. Do that. And I'm going to put you right in the middle and just bring you up. Let's go 15. Now, as we have that connection, let us find our one ways. We're going to do this. We're going to turn off zoning on it, and we're going to connectify it up. Oh no, it's bright. There we go. All right, and then that goes to a 2-lane, into a 2-lane. We could probably get away with a 3-lane, honestly. So I think we'll just do that. That'll be fine. And we can work in the, let's work in a 6-lane actually. And we're gonna 6-lane. We're gonna upgrade you. That gives us 6. And we'll make this connection. We're gonna click that. We're gonna make this connection. About kind of cheese the game a little bit. We'll do that. All right. And look how pretty that is. I think what we'll do, let's bring the 4-lane just back, say to about there. And then what we'll do is take this, and I'm going to grab our thin 4-lane, and I'm just gonna draw some roads like so. And I like the way that the math works right here. But I think what we'll do is we'll turn this into a dedicated turning lane. That'll be fine. But we've got connectivity from this area, so now they have more than one way to get on or get in and out of the city, which is delightful. So now what we're gonna do is, first of all, let's take a look at our demand meter, because it says we have a fair amount of, what is this, industrial. And luckily for us, we have a whole industrial pocket over here that we can do stuff in. So we're gonna put you there, we're gonna put you there, and we're just gonna casually, you know, just not too, you know, exuberantly, but we're just gonna zone in some farming, forestry, whatever industry this is. I totally forgot. Yeah, we're just gonna put in some, yeah, Strawberry Hills farmland. Delightful. And you know what? The people will love it. We're gonna love it. We're gonna do our best Bob Ross impression here while we paint in some happy little industrial zoning. Good stuff. Good stuff. And I like leaving the gaps. I like the fun shapes that we can get with our industry areas. And we'll come back in after a while and maybe paint in some trees with our tree brush. Because that's something that we want to do. Because it's one thing to look at a city from above. But this is something that I've been learning through my city's journey. There's one thing about looking at it from above. But whenever you come down to the street view, right? And you're looking here, it looks kind of barren, honestly. So we're gonna get some trees. We're gonna sprinkle in some trees here in a little bit. But actually, as I was looking at that, I noticed that we completely forgot to finish our landscape, our terraforming for the bridge that we just made. And I wanted to look a little more natural and less like, oh surprise, here's a giant cutout of earth. So we'll get that. We're gonna bring our brush size down. We're gonna come here and smooth out this. Smooth out you. Yeah. And I think we'll come to the other side. Just kind of bring that as well. Miles better. Miles better. And again, it gives us a nice through connection, which is totally exactly what we want. But as you can see, we're also squealing for some commercial. And since we have this area, we can totes the goats. Do it. Do it. And again, I want to make sure that we historicalize things. Actually do like this building. Yes. I'll do that later. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Oh, we're having power issues, friends. Let's see what our budget looks like. We may be able to get by with upping the budget. We cannot up the budget. So what we're going to need to do is figure out an alternative source of power and such. Luckily, I think we have a plan. We do have a plan. We're going to place one of my favorite assets in the game, the geothermal power plant. I love it. I love the way it looks. It's really cool. Let's level terrain. We're going to level this out right here because I think we're going to put it right here, right off the interstate. I want to start trying to relocate maybe dirty industry as well over away from where everybody lives. We can repurpose our industry down here for more commercial and residential. And that's another reason why I really do love the grid. It's very scalable, and I know that I've said this multiple times in different videos, but I think it's worth repeating, especially as we have a practical example of what I'm referring to. This down here, while it's not exactly gridded as much as this is over here, it's still scalable in such a way that we can have like a strip down here of commercial. We can have some residential of various densities over here. But I think it goes to show that... Ooh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I have that button now. Delightful. It goes to show that there are times wherein the grid is a helpful asset. And that's how you have to view the grid, as an asset, in my opinion. So let's get our industrial road. We're going to bring it out. We're going to get our small industrial road. Come up here. Let's go 8. Let's go 8. We're going to go 5 units on that. And now let's check our power. Can we afford it? We totally can. We're gonna put it right about, let's put it right here. Yeah, let's put it right there. That gives us space on the other side for another one in case that's something we want to do. We're gonna come this way and spread that all the way up like that. All right. Rad. All right, and that should help us with our power. Let's check and see. Yeah, 200 megawatts of production. Delightful. Also, water. Water is something that we want to take a look at. You know, I kind of like the idea of having a dedicated water servicing campus as well, because right now we have our outflow pipe and our intake pipe, and I'm more inclined to lean on the side of clean water, especially for getting rid of the water in regards to like the outflow and sewage and whatnot. But because I have mods and I've turned off the effect, but it would look really nasty to not. So what I like to do sometimes is have a little campus, a water treatment campus. So we're gonna name this Orden's Fin Water. Alright. We're gonna call this the Orden's Fin Power Company. Geo. Geothermal site. I'm gonna have to remember that that's what that stands for. But what we could also do is let's set some industrial evolution in case we want to add some like generic industry out here. It'll come up with these beautiful brick buildings. So let's just kind of give that and put an example down right there, and we can wait for that to come back in. And so now let's do the same thing. Let's kind of make it vary just a little bit. We're gonna come down here, and then I think we'll go with, let's go with 20 because I don't remember exactly how large these assets are that I want to use. So we're gonna grab our water. We could totally, for now, let's go with an inland water treatment. I think it's double the capacity of the eco. Yeah, let's do this for now. And we're gonna come and put one right here. And then I think what we could do, we want to put another one. Let's just leave a gap and put another one right there. And also, let's just make sure that we remember to connect up our pipes. Like so. They're not exactly under the road right where they belong. I don't want to upset people that are way more talented than I am. So there's that. We're gonna put this under here. We're just gonna follow our roadway under the bridge. And one thing about Cities 1 as opposed to Cities 2, Cities 2 has the utilities built in under the roads for the most part, unless you're like under a highway. And I just love that because it saves us the tedium of having to do this. However, I enjoy both systems in both games. It's all good. All right, and so there's that. The irony of not having power whenever you're just chilling right there. So let's just kind of grab another little block of industry and put it right here. Could we perhaps expand? We are good. Right as rain, as they say. And that jumps. Grand. So what we're gonna have to figure out as well, for now it's gonna be gross, it's gonna be ugly, but we're gonna have to draw a power line all the way from here to here. We're gonna go there, jump the road, and then put you there. And then I think we will just, I'm gonna come down a little bit. We're gonna go this. Yeah. There's that. We should have water connectivity. Oh, not quite. There we are. And then I don't want to put a water tower, so let's get rid of our outflow pipe. We don't need it. We're going to grab another water pump, but we're going to put this water pump perhaps on the other side of the bridge. Oh, that's electricity. Here we go. Actually, we can get by with this. Let me just double check pollution first. That's the one thing you got to make sure. Even though I'm using mods and the effects of pollution are turned off, pollution is still a thing. So, we want to make sure that we don't start sucking up water that's been polluted from that other situation. Huzzah. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do something similar to what I did on the other side of the city. We're going to grab the 3-lane one-way. We're going to turn off zoning and upgrade these two bad boys. We're going to grab our 6-lane median road and do that. Take off zoning. So we have 3 lanes. We got turning lanes all over the place. We've got all sorts of grand stuff going on. So that should help flow just a little bit. I don't want to get too overboard. There are better ways that we could manage traffic with connectivity. For instance, this whole through road situation will help alleviate some pressure from here because they can just kind of go right on through, and that's fine. So these are the Industrial Evolution buildings, and look how just delightful they are. I love it. Absolutely love it. But yeah, those will be like little office buildings for these industrial areas. And we're pretty much set for that. I'm happy that we are gonna just do a big painting of zoning here. I'm very pleased with the way that our connection looks over here. I'm really pleased with this bridge. It looks really nice. Oh, and how good. The power line pylons line up almost perfectly with the pylons on the bridge, which is great. Some zoning there. And now, everybody's favorite thing, the grid. The grid. We're going to do wide sidewalks. We're going to turn zoning back on. We're going to go to our straight road tour. I believe these are 12 by 12s. Yeah. We're going to go, let's go 24 for now. So we can kind of speed up the process. What is this? We're going to go there for now. And we'll just stretch you out. Yeah. Stuff like this. And I get it. I understand completely. The grid, not everybody's cup of tea. But you know what? That's the joy of being able to play City Skylines. You can do it however you want. And for me, it makes sense to have a more gridded, quote, downtown area. And this will probably end up being like a historic downtown, but we'll have like a true downtown on one of these other islands or somewhere else on the map. But we'll figure that out when we get there. I'm not I'm not in a big rush at the moment for that. So we'll do this. We're gonna paint these zonings, this district over here. And now I'm gonna delete you and just clean up the edge like so. All right, we can turn this into a nice beautiful park area, which is the idea. So now let's just zone a few blocks like so, and we are rocking and we are rolling. What we could also do, come up here, expand our commercial. Like that. And we're doing business. I'm gonna delete you because that's not one that I like. And all right. So here we are. We've made a delightful bridge and added some city services campuses. It's so fun. I'm a big fan of Cities Skylines 1, and I'm a big fan of Cities 2 as well. I can't knock the second game. It's improving. It really is improving, and it's all turning out pretty well, in my opinion. So, with all that being said, I'm going to call it here. I'm gonna off camera. I'm gonna historicalize some of the commercial, get rid of some of the ones that I don't like. But you know what, friends? Thank you all so much for joining me today on Orden's Fin. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing. It all means a lot. It helps me out. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch to know whenever I go live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well. I'll post screenshots of various projects that I've got going on. All that being said, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.